Hi, Don's Old Garage. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to tackle this 1933 Chevrolet Starter and work at rebuilding it. I've never done this, don't really know what I'm doing. I've watched a number of videos. One was to look at the armature here and make a lot of decisions about the armature. Anyway, I'm going to give it a try. Now I have two starters, just in case I sent one off to a professional rebuilder to get a rebuild. This one I'm going to tackle on my own. Let's see how the process goes. So here we go. As you can see, I've already got the parts for the starter taken apart. Here's a brush clamp and spring that I took out part of here. I'm going to take these all apart and clean these too. I had put all new brushes in this once, realized I made some mistakes. I'm going to explain those to you. Here's the housing with the coils in it. Here is the armature. This looks pretty good. I kind of cleaned it up before. I do have one of the spacer washers on the end here, which is good. I think I need another one. I'll have to see if I can find where that is. Now, I've also put a brand new spring in here. You know, that's part of what helps the, the starter. I don't know if you can see, get my hand out of the way here. It helps the concussion of the emplacement of the Bendix. This is the whole Bendix units. And when the motor starts out, what happens is by centrifugal force, this is thrown out in to meet with the flywheel. And then once the engine starts, what happens is the engine is going to be turning faster in the opposite direction. So it's going to kick this back and spin this back into position. So this works by essentially centrifugal force. And you may be able to see if I hold this up here for you. I don't know how many of you played with this before, but you can see that there is a definite counterweight on part of this part of the gear drive. And that's what helps this spin in and out as the motor speeds up and engages to the flywheel. Here's another wire that I wanted to talk with you about. I had installed, and I didn't realize until after I had installed a couple of things I needed to do. One, if you look carefully, you'll notice that the diameter of the hole in this fitting is smaller around than the other one. All right? And this one is supposed to connect to the brush. This one connects to the connection to the field, and I'll show you where that is now. If you look inside and see the field coil, you'll see there's a connection right here. You can see it sometimes better from the top. But that other heavier part connects here because this requires a larger diameter screw. And that's how they made it, so you could tell the difference. Well, I had to do it wrong before I could figure that out. The other one I want to hope you can see inside here is really cruddy in here. And the wrapping around the coil is just filthy, greasy, dirty. Now I have seen online where one guy takes these apart and rewraps these. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that or not. You know, they're kind of worn, they're kind of cruddy, but yeah, I think I want to try to do this nice, so I may tackle that and go through you. But the main point why I'm trying to show you all these different parts and what I'm going to do with these different parts is all the videos that I've seen talk about rebuilding the starters. I haven't seen anybody that goes into it in great deal and talks about all the details that need to be done. So this probably is going to be a long video. If you're interested in starter rebuilding and you figure you're going to want to do one day, this probably could be a pretty helpful video for you. If it isn't, maybe you want to skip to the end, see how it turned out. So anyway, let's progress and see what happens. Okay, the first thing I found that's really important, and I'm going to do right now, whenever you're working on parts and you're going to be taking them apart, you're going to want to take a snapshot or a video to really have details of how this thing is put together before you take it apart. That's kind of painted over, isn't it? Yes, it is, Captain Ron. Well, as I've said in past videos, things change. So let me kind of tell you where the things are at the moment. Here's kind of the parts I've been working on for the 1933 starter. Let me show you some close-up information. Here's the end of the starter where the brushes and whatnot go. And I want to show you what I've done with this piece. I really cleaned it up. All these posts were very rusted, and I took 600 wet and dry sandpaper and went over and got the rust and cleaned them up and did all these other parts. And so I'm kind of pleased with how this looks. And then here are the parts that go on each one of these, you know, to hold the brushes. However, if I was to take one of these and bring it up really close and let you take a look at it, you can see, you know, I put these through my vibrator and ran them for 24 hours, and they still got a lot of rust on them. And I can still clean them up, and I think I am going to eventually. But just because I've been looking around, I think I mentioned before that I sent one starter out to be rebuilt by a professional. So let me put this down, and I'll talk about that too. But by shipping and everything else, it was going to cost me about $500 to get that rebuilt. And in the meantime, I kept looking on the internet, and I found a place where I could find all the things. I could find the armature, the fields, all the interior things, new brushes, the wiring, and everything to rebuild a starter myself for about $225. Excuse me. What I decided to do was cancel the bill that I had sent out, and that was fine. I was able to do that. Order those parts for $225. So what I'm now doing is waiting for those parts before I can go ahead and build starter. Now I'm still going to be working on this one, and I'll include some videos of that in my next videos, and then I'm going to do also in a video after that show you how I put it all together with the new parts. But anyway, that's for now. Thanks for watching, and I said please subscribe, click the bell if you can, and for those who have subscribed and viewed my videos, I want to thank you very much. My numbers have really gone up amazingly. Thank you. And you know, as always, if you can, share, let other people see what's going on. Maybe this stuff I'm doing will be valuable to somebody else working on an old car that needs to do these things. All right, thanks. See you later.